you know,
It'll be
teenager.
105.
Okay.
So ready to go?
Yeah, ready when you are, Ron. Thank you.
Now on Radio Italia Uno. It's time for Happy Business Radio with Peter Salerno, an hour where we have lots of fun with very interesting guests. We talk about how to start, build, and increase your business. Right now, on Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Yes. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And the reason why we say good morning, good afternoon, and good night is because we are here in Adelaide right now every afternoon, Monday afternoon from 2 till 3. And we go around the world on our podcast, thanks to Ron and Karen from Podcast City, Happy Business Radio. And you can hear it on whatever your favorite podcast is. Now, this week or this last couple of weeks have been very, very interesting. Of course, people around the world know that the Queen died, and we've had the same Queen for over 70 years. And in England, like all around the world, people are grieving. It's brought up memories for lots and lots and lots of other people. And I think the world is surprised of how much loyalty people had to the Queen, you know, and how many people wanted to just walk past her coffin. Even the people in England were surprised that, you know, 700,000 people or close to 1 million people overall wanted to go and see her tomb and her coffin, her coffin. And people will go past the tomb, of course. But that brought up a lot of grief and a lot of anxiety for a lot of other people. And it's interesting because we talk about laughter and laughter therapy. We talk about happy business and how to be happy in business. And unfortunately, this year has been a year of a lot of mental and emotional trauma for people. And more people have had emotional problems at work and in general because of the COVID and a lot of restrictions. So that has brought up a worldwide affair about this, you know, and all of a sudden now doctors are looking at how can we be happier? What do we have to do to be happier? What do we have to do to be more emotional? And this is the problem that a lot of people have. That intellectually they're very, very smart, but emotionally they're not very strong. And this is a problem that a lot of people face. And there are different types of intelligence. And unfortunately, we seem to value the academic intelligence. We seem to, value the doctors, the lawyers, the scientists, and that sort of thing. We don't look at the practical intelligence very much. We don't look at the emotional intelligence. And there has been several people become very famous writing books about emotional intelligence. And now that the world is suffering through COVID, and everywhere in the world, people are having relationship problems. But the good thing about COVID is that people are also repairing a lot of emotional problems and also especially relationship problems. I've just been reading and been getting messages from all over the world. So, I just want to thank everybody that sends me a message. I think it's fantastic that we have this way of sharing the news, but it's so important to help each other and share, and the people who have shared this program have helped. Not me, because it's not me that they're helping the people they share it with, because we've got lots of examples where people have listened to a story that one of my guests have said, and then, wow, I want to know more about it, and improved their business or started a business or have grown their business. And one of the people is a good example is Miro, that I've met quite a few years ago now, and Dr. Peng. And Miro has invented this RunLink technology, and RunLink is a simple programming technique instead of a difficult programming technique. And now he's been teaching it to people here in Australia and around Adelaide and around Australia, around the world. And all of a sudden, there are people from all over that are using this RunLink technology to program things and make programs. And the good thing about it is that I'm sharing it, and the more I share it, the more I find that I'm amazed how many young people are picking up on RunLink technology. So this evening, I want to welcome Miro back into the studio with me. So Miro,
hello, Peter.
welcome back to the studio. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And Dr. Peng, of course.
Right.
And both of you have been regulars on our program because you keep inventing new things, and we hear about all these new inventions and the Young Inventor of the Year award and in every country, and people that would least expect it are winning prizes because of your technology.
Yeah,
Miro.
even the Royal Show competition.
Yes,
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and here it was like fantastic. But what is really, I'm honoured to say that today in our studio here in Adelaide, we have two special guests from Malaysia, and I really like to thank you both for coming in. Dr. Suryati.
Hi, hello, Peter.
Hi, thank you for coming in. We did speak to you very briefly a few weeks back, or almost over a month ago now.
Yes.
On Zoom and that, and it was a bit hard to hear it all because we have a few difficulties with technology that evening, but we did get through. But to have you in the studio, thank you very much for coming in.
Yeah.
And I know you're very, very busy, so I really appreciate you coming in. I really do.
Yeah.
And of course, the other special guest we have is a young lady who has already achieved marvelous things. So Hazira.
Hello, Peter.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming in, and pleasure to have you here in the studio. Look, there's just so much to talk about, but you're the star here this evening because back in Malaysia, you actually have been doing this stuff at the University of Putra, Malaysia, at UPM, and you actually spoke to the Minister of Science, wasn't it?
Yes, that's true.
So tell us what you spoke to him about.
So the first thing first, I've been meeting the minister, which is the Ministry of Science, Innovation and Technology mostly in the Malaysia, and his name is Datuk Sri Adham Baba. And I have talked to him to get the funding because we will run a project that named the Internet of Things IoT and Artificial Intelligence Technology Empowerment Program that will be involved with primary and secondary and also teachers around Malaysia.
Wow.
So as a result, because this program will give us, our Malaysia, a big impact to the technology.
That's great. So you, when you went to speak to the minister, what was the main reason for going there? What was your goal?
So the main reason, because of that project and because our country we're leading to the IR 5.0, the innovation revolution. So the first thing first, I had compared to them about our new technology that was really easy and can attract more kids and students to learn technologies. Because as we know, our young generation is not quite attracted to this innovation. So that is the main point why we go there.
Yes. Okay. And Dr. Susie, as we call you, Sue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll call you Dr. Sue.
Yeah. That's fine, Peter.
So that's good. And you teach this at this university, and you're involved in. How long have you been involved with the program?
Yeah. Thanks, Peter. I think it's around 1 year since we do have a demo last year. Yeah. So that is our first involvement with RunLink.
Yep.
Yep. And then actually through my final year project student, Hazira, because she's very, she got the early exposure on the robotic and coding.
Yes.
Of course, difficult coding, as she said, from her childhood until now.
Yep.
She's now in her final year students in our program, physics program, instrumentation physics, which is actually involved in the instrumentation such as sensors, programming, measurements, and things. Yeah. So that's with her initiative to meet the minister. Then we explain about the easy coding and comparison to other platform. Then she managed to secure that fund to train teachers. Yeah, around 100 Google Education Group teachers.
Wow.
on Runlink, yeah, using Runlink.
It just goes to prove what, a young lady or a young man can achieve if they put their mind to it. So how long since you started learning Runlink?
I started learning Runlink.
Yeah.
It's about almost 1 year already.
Yeah. Okay. So both of you joined about the same time. Were you taught it to her, or you taught it to her? So, but the point is, I admire what you've done, and this is why I want to talk about it on the radio and on the internet and all the rest of it, is because people pick up ideas and think, oh no, I can't do anything with it, or it's too big for me, or but here's a young lady and a brave teacher, a brave professor, of course, you took it on, and you saw the opportunity. So I admire the fact that you had the courage to take it on, the willpower to say, right, what can I do with it?
Yeah.
And then you've gone on and started teaching other people and introducing it to other people. And here this evening, I can see half a dozen people here on Zoom.
Yeah.
From Malaysia at the moment, but we've also spoken to people. So hi guys, welcome to the program.
Hi.
Thank you for being there. Hi, we got 4 or 5 guys there at the moment in Malaysia listening to our program as we're recording it, and we've just recorded them as well. So we'll ask you a couple of questions soon, but I want to emphasize the fact that thanks to Miro and Dr. Peng, who've been working, like we say here, working their backsides off to try and spread the word. And then thanks to people like you, Doctor and Professor, who have introduced it to other people, and the boys up there and the young lady that's there, and a whole lot of other children who are, 10, 12, 13, 14 years old, who are using this technology. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Miro, how do you feel when you know that these people are taking your information and using it so well?
I think it sort of feels very worthwhile, because we spent a long time trying to develop this technology so that young people and even adults can actually have access to the current technologies. Usually it's too hard for people to sort of get onto and make web pages on the internet to connect to sensors and controllers, or to be able to control things remotely and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But with this easy coding, just like a couple of lines of code and they can get started. And that's why the young people get so excited, because they can, it's sort of like Lego, they build a small thing and then they build it bigger and bigger quickly.
And they have a TV program. Yeah. But look, this is interesting because, since you, Hazira there, have been doing Runlink, how many people do you think you've shared it with?
I think it's almost at my area, it's almost 40%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And now you're going to be teaching teachers, and then they will be teaching the students. So it's going to go boom, boom. Yeah, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, Dr. Peng, you've been, with Miro pushing this wheelbarrow of yours. Now, some of the good things that you can talk to us about is like some of the achievements that these young children have been receiving awards from all over the world, wasn't it?
Absolutely. For instance, I suppose the biggest award so far that we have heard is actually Hazira, to be able to win funding from minister after sharing this Runlink competitive advantage with the minister, that 2 lines of code, she'll be able to make a alarm web page with 2 buttons that can turn on and turn off anything, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting. I mean, imagine 100 million of these kids are doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the other thing was there was young George in Africa.
Yes.
In Ghana. He just won the Young Inventor of the Year for all of Africa.
Yes, from Cameroon, actually,
Yeah,
George.
Cameroon,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, Cameroon, yes.
That's right. He's in school at the moment, so
Yes.
couldn't get hold of him. Otherwise,
He would be on the Zoom with us.
he'll be on the Zoom with us for
Yes.
sure. And the
Yes.
other one, obviously, is like Hauzi from a primary school
Yep.
in Malaysia, where he and his team
Yep.
are guided by Kevin, the mentor from Wollongong.
Yes.
Wollongong KDU
Canada.
University in Kuala Lumpur.
Yep.
That they won this ITEX Young Inventors Award in May this year.
Okay.
And then they win again in the Royal Adelaide Show.
Yeah, we'll come back and
Yeah.
talk to these guys, and they can tell us about what awards they've won
Absolutely.
and tell us about the show. All right. Because 15 minutes has gone so fast. All right. Thank you, Ron. Hey? Yeah. You came across very well.
Very nice.
Not loud enough. Speak up.
When she go home, they'll say, you speak too loud.
Oh, she's a little mouse. Speak any louder.
It's good.
All right.
So,
Okay, ready when you are.
Okay. So, well, there's a couple of other guys coming on.
yes,
so-
from Bhutan too. See there?
Mhm.
They haven't joined yet. Dubje. Dubje, not yet, huh?
Yep.
He says
Oh,
he's
that's
joining
okay.
us.
Okay. So we've got Hauzia, Jay, and the young lady is not there anymore. She's gone off.
Yeah. Where, huh?
1, 2, 3 people. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there's only 3.
Mhm.
Yep. Okay. All right. So, Marcus, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, good. Okay. So, Marcus, I'll just ask you a question, and then we'll go across to Hauzul.
How's
All right. And so you ready? Just wait until we start again.
Okay.
Radio Italia 1. You're listening to Peter Salerno on Happy Business Radio on Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. Look, it's just such a pleasure to bring this program to you. Week after week, you know, I have special guests coming in, and they run their businesses and tell us about their business and tell us about what they're doing to be happy in business and tell us about, you know, how they're coping with what's happening in the world. But today I'm really excited because we've got two special guests here from Malaysia who are here, and two special guests here from Adelaide who are also here. So we've got, you know, the people here. Miro is the inventor of RunLink technology, or RunLink, and it's a very simple coding method of coding. And obviously, Dr. Pan has been working with Miro, and they have both been spreading the word as fast as they can. And now we have Dr. Sue from the university in Malaysia, which is UPM in Malaysia, and one of her final year students, Azira, and who has been speaking with the science minister in Malaysia and managed to get a big grant to teach teachers this technology. So this is huge, because not only now will all the students, but all the young kids who are doing this program anyway, now we'll have teachers who understand what they're doing, you know, which is fantastic.
Yeah, not only that, Peter, I think when they do start, I think you're estimating about what, end of October, November, right? We could get Wing Commander Fernando Gonzalez from the Royal Australian Air Force,
Yes,
to be doing the drone demonstration. whereby the teachers from Malaysia can control the drone
Yes.
in Australia or in Africa
Yes.
or in Thailand.
Well, that's the thing, is that this is what excites me to know that there is, people here who've invented the technology, but then there's people around the world who are using it. And we've just had our Royal Show here in Adelaide, and I know that you both were there. So there's Young Inventors of the Year awards, and several people in other countries have also won the Young Inventor of the Year award using your technology.
In fact, even at the Royal Adelaide Show, half of the entries were international this year.
Were they?
Yeah, so I think it's the only international competition which is so wide in so many countries at the Royal Adelaide Show.
Wow.
Even though they have so many competitions.
Yeah, that's incredible. So you're saying that the Adelaide Royal Show has become bigger as a technology show than most other shows around Australia.
That's right. And this year, I think, was outstanding for the adult entries. So we actually have businesses such as Peat Soil, which is huge.
Oh, yes.
Are now using their technology to monitor biogas development. So they have a digester which produces biogas, and they can actually monitor that on a web page, download the data, collect the data. And even KeySab, the Keepers South Australia Beautiful, are actually using this for education in a very very professional glass case, like a jewelry case. They actually have a truck arm which goes up and shows how much carbon dioxide is used by the waste trucks. So then a balloon actually comes up inside to show how much it is. And like the kids all suddenly jump when they see a balloon blow up, and they know how much carbon dioxide is produced. Yeah.
That's interesting.
And if I can add, Peat Soil group with a BioBin actually won a contract to manage the food waste in the FIFA World Cup football in Qatar this year.
Wow.
Yes. So
well, there you are. You should get some royalties from that.
So in there you have sensing, data logging, control, display of graphs and things like that, IoT and AI, all at the same time. And the students from Malaysia, together with Dr. Suryati and Hazira, will be able to make a GPS tracker to make sure that it's secure. So if we move it beyond a certain meters, it will start warning us in Australia, in Malaysia, everywhere.
Somebody's moved it.
Yeah,
that's amazing technology. Now, Hazul, can you hear me there in Malaysia?
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you. So tell me, how long have you been doing this RunLink technology now?
About 7 months ago, Dr. Ping and Mr. Myro called us and they sponsor us some RunLink. And we started using the RunLink to make project out of it.
Right. What sort of projects have you done with it so far?
So far, we've done 2 projects. First one is the plant monitoring system. And the second one is the tracker for BioBin.
Sorry, what was the first one again?
The plant monitoring system.
Plant monitoring system. And and the second one was?
Is the tracker of the BioBin.
Okay.
The GPS tracker.
So that you put a GPS tracker on something and you know where it is if somebody moves it or whatever. So was that you following me? Nowadays, you don't have to follow anybody with their car or whatever. You just put a little tracker on it and then you can see them. You can see if things moves. It's amazing. Yeah.
We have guests from Bhutan and Cameroon.
Oh, good.
Bhutan is Dubje, and then Beston is from Cameroon.
Okay.
Early morning there, I think. Is it?
Welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us. Hi. I know that you're probably a different time zone at the moment, where it's 8 o'clock here approximately in the evening. Over there, I'm not sure what time it is.
About midday, I think, in Cameroon. And Dubje in Bhutan is about 4 hours behind us.
Behind us.
So it's about 4 o'clock.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, it's not so bad. Here they are. Somebody else has just joined. And Baston.
That's Baston from Cameroon.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Hi. So, Baston, can you hear me okay? Yeah, we can't hear you.
You're muted. Baston, you're muted.
Do you want to unmute?
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, how are you? Welcome. That's me here. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. Welcome to the program. Thank you for joining us. So, how long have you been using this Runlink technology now?
I've been using it for 2 years now since I entered level 1 university, sir.
Okay. And what sort of projects have you made with it?
I've used it to make a business website, like to increase business, to increase customers into a business.
Mm-hmm. Good. In
Yes.
case you can help all of us.
Yeah. So what if I can explain?
Yes.
So what Baston and Jackson, his friend, is in the village at the moment,
Mhm.
harvesting maize. So he couldn't join him.
Oh, okay.
These are top students. They top
Yes.
the Polytechnic in higher national diploma in electronics engineering. So how to increase customers to a business is
Yep.
they approach a hotel
Mhm.
and say, can I help you to increase tourists to the hotel,
Yes.
which is half full, you see?
Yes.
And how do they do that? They help the customers' children to win competitions with 2 lines of code instead of 120 lines.
All right.
So they said to the customers who are happy that you tell all other friends to come to this Blue Pearl Hotel
Yeah.
owned by Uncle Joseph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
This is incredible.
Yep. Well, look, before we take a break, the other guy that's there in the car, Marcus. So, Azira, do you know these children as well? Do you see them in Malaysia or not?
No, not
Not
yet.
yet. Not yet.
yet.
Okay.
That's fine.
So, you boys up there, we have Azira here with us, and she is going to be teaching teachers how to use Runlink technology. So obviously, you guys got to get a little group together when you get back to Malaysia and meet up. So I'm encouraging all you guys, especially in Malaysia, to try and meet up and pick her brain because she's so smart. She's so good. And of course, Dr. Sue that's here can help all of you through the university, and also, your future working together will just expand it much, much faster, won't it?
Absolutely, because Dr. Sue is actually alumni of Australian National University.
Oh, well, there
She
you go.
completed her PhD there.
Yeah.
And she's going back there tomorrow evening, I think.
In Canberra.
That's correct,
In
yeah.
Canberra.
Yeah, good, good. Well, look, I just think it's fantastic. I think that these guys who are working together now will create wonderful things in the future. Like I said, these are things that weren't possible, a year ago. And now all of a sudden, these people 6-7 months and are doing wonderful things.
Well, Halsey, for example, his plant monitoring includes a security drone that actually goes up automatically if someone approaches the plant. Some plants are worth thousands because they have like beans and pods, like for the spices and things are very, very expensive actually, and need to be protected. The other thing is they put voice commands in there, so he just speaks and it can start watering the plant just by talking to his controller.
Wow. Look, we have to take a break and we'll come straight back. All right.
He won the world ITEX competition, got the gold.
Well, how's he?
Gold medal. He's his team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Jaden
right.
is in the car.
How many was in his team?
No.
Just the two of them, I think.
Yeah. How's he? Can you hear me?
How's he? Was there just two of you?
Yes, I
How
can
many?
hear.
You just won a world competition?
Yeah.
right?
Best
Yeah.
young inventors. Yeah.
And how many were in your team? Just
Sorry?
yourself? How was it, yourself and somebody else? Who else was there?
There's I have another teammate that is like not here at the now.
Yes. So just a two of you?
Yeah, we two are the same team.
Yes. good.
And my teammate name is called Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah.
Is a young lady.
Oh, young lady, is it?
Carrie.
Yeah. And tell me, you won, what was the award that you won?
We won the gold
gold?
award in the ITEX.
ITEX.
Yeah, the Best Young Inventor Award.
Yes.
ITEX
Overall.
International Inventors Competition.
So it's called
ITEX. in Malaysia.
ITEX.
ITEX.
2021.
Invention Technology Expo.
Yep.
Yeah, this year, 2022.
2022.
Yeah, in May this year. So well done,
Okay,
Hauser.
we wanted, you know, one gold.
Gold and Best Young Inventors. So he presented
Okay.
to the
Ready?
Okay,
the
we'll
minister
come back.
as well.
Hang on. Radio Italia 1. You're listening to Peter Salerno on Happy Business Radio on Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening. And of course, like I keep saying, please support the people who support us. We have lots of wonderful people supporting this radio station and all the shops and all the services that are advertised here. Please, you know, if you need to buy anything, go to the shops. If you need a service, go and use their services. And of course, if you have a product or a service that you want to promote, come and see us. We love to help you promote your business. And of course, we're offering specials all the time, especially between now and Christmas. We're offering to get people moving, to get the businesses moving, and to get South Australia moving and staying in front. Now, I'm talking to Miro and Dr. Peng here, who are from Adelaide and have Miro's invented this run link technology, which is a very simple coding to do coding. And on the screen in front of me, we're doing a Zoom to people right across the world. Here we've got people in Bhutan, people across in Africa, we've got people, you know, all over that are listening to this, but there are people on the screen. And there's a young man here, Hauser, who is from Malaysia. He's only 12, is that right, Hauser?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
12. Yeah, he's only 12 and he's just won the ITEX 2002 award, which is an international award for inventions and the Young Inventor of the Year. Now, if a 12-year-old, you know, young man and his partner working together, two of them working together, have put together a program that using simple programming, very simple programming, and then presented it in such a very simple manner that the judges were blown away, and he won the gold, you know,
and Best Young Inventor
and the Best Young Inventor award. Now that's a worldwide award, so you know this is really big deal, and unfortunately very few people know about it, but more and more people are knowing or will know about it, and not only in Malaysia but all over the world. And we've got, you know, people that I can see here from students from universities that are studying, and other people there on the screen that are using it, and they're all 12, 13, 14 years old, you know.
And Hauser actually, if I may, and his partner, Carrie, presented to the Deputy Minister of Education in Malaysia in May.
Yep.
And just yesterday, they were on television in Malaysia too.
Oh, wow.
And then presented it to Dr. Zuraida, the Minister for Commodities, in the Global Clean Up Congress in Malaysia.
Yep.
And so we have Professor Ravi Naidu from Newcastle, who chaired that conference, as well as from Adelaide itself, Environmental Protection Agency, Andrew Prusinski from Adelaide. They were keynote speakers there.
Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. See, this is what the sort of stuff that I'm talking about, how a simple, I mean, you know, say something quite simple can, everybody gets interested in, you know, and something that is simplified you know, and then all of a sudden people are, oh, it's not as difficult. I can do this. I can do this. And that's what we're trying to encourage. We're trying to encourage big business to look at how to simplify what they're doing instead of just doing it because that's the way we've always done it. And, you know, and I really admire Miro because he's, look, this is the way we've always done it. What's the easiest way to do it? Is there a simpler way? And you've developed it. And now, you know, children, like I said, you know, young children can pick it up. And it's not just because they're so smart, which they are, but it's because it's so simple that people can do the programming.
It's easy to get started.
Yes.
That's the thing, because usually it's difficult, you know, if you have to put in just more than 100 lines of code and spend 10, 20 hours just developing 2 buttons, it becomes too hard. So if you can do it in 10 minutes and actually get a result and you can see in progress, then they get excited and they continue to build on it.
Yeah. Dr. Suryati, what was it that hooked you in? You know, what was it that you liked most about this?
Okay. What I like about the Runlink technology is actually the Internet of Things. Yeah. And then the artificial intelligence embedded to the innovation, current innovation. For example, in our case in UPM, yeah, we do have almost 100 students every year, every semester,
right,
doing their final year project. So it's like we must, you know, have this very current technology.
Yeah.
So that's why we need this so-called the technology transfer. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not only using the technology, but we re-engineer the technology so that it can be used locally, especially in Malaysia. Yeah. To solve a problem, you know, daily life problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Thanks,
That, sorry, amazing that Dr. Suryati mentioned about this Australia government and Malaysian government MOU.
Yes.
It's an agreement to provide technology exchange. It's called MTEX.
Yep.
Australia Malaysia Technology Exchange that was signed about 6 months ago.
Oh,
so
excellent.
so they are the pioneers.
Yep.
Of this technology transfer and exchange from Australia to Malaysia.
Wow.
And Internet of Things is global. It's it's a compulsory subject now for examination.
Yeah. Excellent. So where you've used it before and now, what sort of projects have you made with this?
So for your information, I am final year student and I am doing the final year project that called Nutrient Consumption in Fertigation System using IoT for precision agriculture. So I am using this running because it is fully IoT that I can monitor my system, which is agriculture system, and I can automate the irrigation and fertilizer together. Yes.
Good. And you're working on that project by yourself, or have you got a team you're working with, or just by yourself?
Yeah, just by myself and mentoring with Miro.
With Miro. Excellent. Look, so the fact is, you know, this is like, I'm not that good with computers. I really am not. But the more I hear about this Runlink, the more I want to get involved. You know what I mean? So it encourages people to get involved. And like Miro said, it encourages children and young kids to get involved, and people at universities who are studying, you know, like we've just spoke to the young man there from
Cameroon.
Baston.
Yeah.
Baston. You're in the Cameroons, is that correct?
Yes, Cameroon, precisely in Bamenda.
Yeah. So what school do you go to? What university?
A student of National Polytechnic University.
Right. And what is it what is it your subject that you're studying at university?
I'm studying software engineering, so. I don't know, maybe I have some network issues.
Yeah. So we'll find that we'll be able to.
I mean, through that sort of interaction, you get a lot of creativity happening, right? In terms of problem solving, like these kids in Sudan, one day they told us that half the class have no bread, no lunch.
Yep.
And I said, maybe.
Yep. We'll have to take a break. We'll come back to that story.
Sure.
We'll come back to that story. But the time's just flown, you know, so let's just take a break and we'll come straight back after this. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, the creativity just skyrockets.
Yeah. In fact, if you want to make mention about 23rd of November,
Yep.
Well,
we've got one 5-minute session left. So whatever you want to mention now, if there's something you want to mention, let me know. Or yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that think about what you want to say, but one of the things that will be good to announce is for Dr. Suryati Hazira to participate in this Royal Australian Air Force workshop online through even the drone demonstration conducted by Fernando Gonzalez on the 23rd of November. Still some time to go.
Yeah. Fernando was our judge, and now he's wanting this to go to the cadets of the Air Force.
23rd of
November. Yeah. It's a hybrid. So they'll be on the ground, face to face, as well as through the Zoom, through the Google Meet. So that would develop ideas like one drone demonstration per day to create awareness for these kids. Right?
He's a flight commander, isn't he?
He is actually a wing commander.
Wing commander
of the Royal Australian Air Force. Yeah. So with some luck, we'll invite Navy cadets too.
Yeah, he even introduced us to the general in the Navy.
Well. Yeah, Brigadier General, the Commodore and the commanders. And then they're serious about this because this is actually a cyber technology. It's evolved from STEM now.
Yeah, it's evolved. Yeah, but it's going.
So it's coding is so important now.
Right.
Yep, when you're ready.
Got them all back?
Everyone's back.
Good. Okay, guys. Thanks for being with us. We're ready to rock and roll again. We've got another 5-7 minutes.
7 minutes.
Okay.
Up to 7.
Maybe you could acknowledge Charles.
Oh, sure.
About we visit the factory. It's really an eye-opener. You see this guy driving for yeah, don't let him off, you know.
Okay.
And on. Very
Yep.
good.
See everyone.
Radio Italia 1. You're listening to Peter Salerno on Happy Business Radio on Radio Italia 1, 87.6 FM. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for listening. And look, this show's been going so fast, but we've got 2 very special guests here, and then we've got another 2 very special guests here. And at the moment, I'm lucky because I've got 4 very special guests. Of course, Miro and Dr. Peng for starting with this technology of RunLink and simple way, a very, very simple way of programming, and so many things can be done with it. And of course, we've got Dr. Su or Suryati, who is here from Malaysia. So thank you very much for coming in.
Sure.
And,
Thank you.
and of course, one of her final year students, which is, doing very, very well with the technology, Hazira.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming in. It's been a real pleasure to have you here. And of course, it's an honor to have both of you here, or the four of you here. But, I'm here about spreading the good news about business and how to be happy in business and how to grow your business. And that's what's happening with Miro and Dr. Peng, and their business is growing and sharing. And I always say, please share the podcast, and thank you for sharing the podcast, because, we're in so many countries at the moment. This podcast is going to over 40 countries.
Great.
And the only reason why it's going to 40 countries is because of you, the listener, because somebody's heard something they liked and they said to their friend, hey, listen to this, or you should have a listen to this. And then, people in Australia have sent it to their relatives overseas, or somebody sent it to their friend in Singapore, the Singaporean send it to somebody in India, the Indian send it to somewhere else. And all of a sudden there's a product or a service that somebody here was doing, or one of our guests on, spoke about, and somewhere else in the world, somebody's doing that same product and that same service. So I think it's fantastic that people are starting smaller businesses or other businesses in other countries because of the information they're picking up from Happy Business Radio. So I thank everybody for sharing that, and please keep sharing. Now this here, if you are interested at all in computers or programming or anything like that, of inventions and IT inventions, have to have a look at RunLink technology and RunLink, and of course, share it with everybody. And, we've got people in Malaysia, in Borneo, who are teaching people in Bhutan, I think, as well,
Nepal,
and Nepal at the orphanage, are learning how to use computers because of somebody who started doing RunLink while they're in Borneo.
Yeah. By the way, RunLink is with a C on the end.
Yeah.
So it's RunLink. If they're looking it up,
yeah,
it's RunLink with a C on the end.
Yeah, not a K.
Not a K.
Yeah.
and in fact, you mentioned about Nepal.
Yep.
Thanks to the Australian government, we have a project there on smart fish farming.
Yes.
And it's providing employment there. So
Well,
using
that's-
RunLink for sensing, data logging, control.
Well, that's what
Internet
this
of
is all
Things and
about.
AI.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to say thank you to the people that have tuned in tonight, now who are on the Zoom call with us, because, we get an insight. I get an insight also of the different countries that people are in and the different projects that they're working on, So, Marcus, how long have you been using this technology? Marcus, you're home now, I can see.
Yeah. I've been using this running for about 7 months now.
Okay. And have you made any projects yourself, or you working with somebody else on a project?
No, I'm working with someone else with a project, which is the plant monitoring system and the BioBean GPS tracker device.
Excellent. So, Miro, you were saying before about they monitoring plants, and
That's right. Yes, they included voice activation there as well, so they can speak and actually turn on sprinklers, things, even just activating things with their voice. And also they included a security system so that if it detects some intruder or something, it actually sends a drone to get a video of the intruder automatically, sends the drone on a mission.
That's incredible.
And they showed this to the minister in Malaysia as well during the ITEX competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were so impressed, they were all clapping as well when they saw the drone flying over their head.
Yeah. That's
if I may,
yes.
I think today is a big day for our visitors from Malaysia. And perhaps Dr. Su and Hazira want to share a little bit about the very generous Charles Figaro.
Yeah.
Yeah. a.m. I think
Yes.
he's
Yes.
when we visit the factory, please.
Yes, yeah, sure. So through this program, we have been connected to global partnership, which is SDG 17, I think. Yeah. So therefore, I would like to thank Charles Figalo of Novavas Holdings of his, support us and through this our trips together, and then also Wing Commander Fernando Gonzalez of Royal Australian Air Force, as well as the Mark Ryan, whom we met this morning, of the Defense Industry Advisor, as well as the Professor Hazel of University of Adelaide yesterday.
Volker Hassel.
Yeah, Volker Hazel. Yeah, and of course to Peter and Kevin and some other peoples we have met. Yeah, of course. Thanks a lot to Dr. Miros and Dr. Peng, of running.
Yeah.
Most welcome.
We're really happy because this is happy business, right?
Yes,
Peter?
exactly.
So
That's what it's all about.
happy. Yeah.
Look, I mean, this is what it's all about. For me,
Yeah.
it's about sharing the good news. It's about
Correct.
sharing
Yeah.
how to be happy in business and what people can do when you've got the young children involved and the young children who are now inventors of the year award winners.
Yes,
and these guys are studying at university and doing technology that hadn't yet been invented when they joined.
Yep.
And this is a thing I learned this a long time ago. It says if you go to university now, by the time you finish university, you'll be using technology that hasn't yet been invented. And people come out of university using the invention that they had before they went to university. They're already behind the times.
Right.
And that's what I say to doctors. You've got to catch up to date. You've got to be up to date. You've got to be continuously engineering all the time. And whatever you do, whatever business you're in, you've got to keep looking at your business and
Sure.
look at how to keep going forward, not using old technology and
Yes, that's correct.
old stuff. So unfortunately, our time has ended. We've come right to the end of our time. We've stretched as much time as we can. Look, let me say again, it's been an honor having you two ladies here from Malaysia.
Thank you very
And
much.
of course, Miro and Dr. Peng.
Yep,
Thank you.
And I hope all the listeners got something out of this. And if you've got nothing out of it, you better listen again. But look, I'm sure that thank you to the people who've tuned in now from Zoom all over the world. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure meeting you guys. And hopefully we'll talk to you guys all again soon. And good luck with your future, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
to Podcast City as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron.
You have been listening to Happy Business Radio with Peter Salerno. Catch our show every Monday from 2 to 3 p.m. on Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Okay, so Javen, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so perhaps you want